Welcome to the Dropping Bombs on Bullying podcast with your host, Alyssa Cavosie, where we talk all things bullying. Welcome. Today we have a very special guest in the house. Her name is Danielle. Okay, Danielle, growing up, she was bullied. Today we are here to talk about her experiences and how it impacted her life, okay? So without further ado, give it up for Danielle. Hey, Danielle. So good. I'm so happy that you're here on the show with me today.
I know. I'm so happy and honored to be on your first show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So the goal today is we're really all about trying to spread awareness, right? Like bullying is a big issue. I know I experienced it, when I was growing up, and it's all about education and awareness, which is why we're bringing light to this topic today with you. So we'll jump right in. I'm really curious. So, tell me about when you first became a victim of bullying.
Okay. I clearly remember being bullied in around second grade, but now that I think about it, it started earlier. I remember being in kindergarten and I was bullied by this one girl. I'm not going to say her name, but I'll call her Jay. Kindergartner, young girl, she made fun of me because I was overweight. So, and from that point on, other people's opinions of me took over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more. So, what are the types of things that they would say to you?
Told me names like fat and whisper behind my back. It was more like verbal name calling.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And this was in kindergarten. Did it go throughout school? Was it just a short stint?
Actually, it was kindergarten all the way up to about 8th grade.
Okay.
All the way up until 8th grade. And you know what? Now that I think about it, since I allowed other people's opinions of me to take over, I wonder how much of myself how much I put myself in that position to allow other people's opinions to take over.
Right. So tell me, what changed in 8th grade? How did this shift happen where the bullying kind of faded off?
It faded off, but it didn't fade off in the most positive way. So in 8th grade, I was about, I'm 5'1.5", and I was about 210 pounds. And my freshman year of high school, I decided that I wanted to lose a lot of weight. Part of it was to better myself and be healthy, but the other part of it was to be liked, to fit in, to be liked by boys, the mindset that a young girl is in. So I wound up losing a lot of weight in a very unhealthy way. I would exercise for hours and eat barely nothing. And I lost a lot of weight, and I got positive attention instead of negative attention.
Got it.
And the bullying stopped.
Interesting.
Because in my mind, I affiliated being skinny with being accepted and loved. And now I know that's completely not true.
Yeah, I mean, that is a huge issue in our culture today. And, we'll jump into that in just a minute in terms of, body shaming, right? Mm-hmm. And the impacts that can actually have on women and men, mm-hmm. right? It's not just a woman thing, it's a man thing too.
Right.
So let's just jump in. So back when you were being bullied, how did that make you feel? What was your experience through those years?
It made me feel awful. I went home every day and I cried.
Okay.
And I realized that a lot of the masks that I used to feel like I fit in was to make other people laugh. My connection was humor.
Got it.
And so during the day, I tried my best to, make people laugh and fit in that way. But then I get home and I felt so drained, and I didn't have a sense of self at all.
Gotcha. So you were just looking to fit in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Now, what was there anything that, say, parents did to step in or school to step in? Did anyone ever stand up for you?
Yeah, my mom was always a great supporter. She always wanted to help me fit in. She made sure that I was invited to like all the birthday parties, and she'd even call parents and like ask them like, why wasn't my daughter invited? I mean, that's a little over the top. I don't want to be forced. I don't want people really don't want me to be there. I don't want to force anything like that. But my mom was always a supporter in having me fit in. And I always had great friends that included me, and I'm friends with them till this day. I've been in all of their weddings, and they never made me feel less than. I always felt safe around them. And there's this one teacher that actually stands out to me. She was my 8th grade teacher. Her name was Miss Diaz. And I remember in my yearbook, I went to her. She was my teacher for 2 years. And in my yearbook, she wrote me a message like, always be yourself. And I look back on that a few years after I graduated. I'm like, now I know what she's talking about. When I was in 8th grade, I really didn't even know what she was talking about. But I was able to like look back and reflect. I'm like, she saw that. She saw that lost little girl within me, and I didn't even know, I didn't even know. So I appreciate that. I really do.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So, in terms of that advice that she gave you, always being yourself, like how would you tell victims of bullying how they can apply that to their lives today?
I feel like it comes down to accepting yourself for where you are in your life, and you don't have to be or look a certain way in order to be loved, and you're lovable no matter what. It took me a while. Like, I'm 30 now, and it's still hard to like unlearn all of these thoughts that I've told myself for the past 25 years basically, so I'd say love yourself first. I'd say believe and know that you're lovable no matter what, and accept your body for what your body is, because it's beautiful. It made me have an eating disorder. Maybe I chose to have an eating disorder. It was a way for me to cope. But bullying also affected the choices that I made and like the relationships that I chose to be in romantically. And a lot of my choices and decisions were based on if the guy that I was dating liked my body. Looking for acceptance outside of myself. If I just accepted myself for who I was, I really didn't need to be accepted by a man.
Right.
Or be defined by his opinions.
Women out there who struggle with accepting their bodies, like how does one actually go about accepting their body? Because this is something that a lot of women struggle with.
Yeah. It's a good question. I feel like it looks different for everybody. For me, it's lots of different things. For me, it's meditating. For me, it's journaling how I feel. Affirmations, like daily affirmations.
What's like a good daily affirmation?
You're enough. You're beautiful. I went to a meeting once and I heard a man came up to me after the meeting and he said, you know what? What's going to be your mantra for the week? And I was like, you know what? I have no idea. I don't even know where to go with it. And he's like, just remember, you're lovable no matter what. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I am.
You really are. You're like one of the sweetest souls I've ever met.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, all right. So now I guess I'll leave you with this. Tell me, like, what would you say to the people who are the bulliers?
I love you. I feel like they need so much love. I realize that, looking back on it, hurt people. So, Yeah. I mean, I hope that they get the help that they need. So we can all sort of help each other grow and heal from bullying. And there's so many, like, bullying, eating disorders, addictions. Like, if we can all just, like, love and be supportive of the struggles that we're going through, like, I'm there. I'm all about helping and supporting. So give them a big hug and say, I love you. It's fine. But, like, do something to help yourself, because you're hurting other people.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't have said it better. Seriously, hurt people do hurt people. Mm-hmm. How many people do you know that are, the friendly, upbeat, loving, the amazing human beings in your life that like, how many of them are going around and, like, trying to bring other people down? Bullies are doing that from a place of scarcity, a place of insecurity, and it's like they don't want to be the victim, so they make someone else the victim.
Exactly.
It's focusing outward in the wrong ways.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if we could focus outward and be supportive instead of trying to bring each other down.
Yeah.
Especially for, like, a young little kid.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And what would you say, if there's one thing that you learned through your experience of being bullied, what would you say that was?
Well, now I'm a teacher, so now I get to go into my classroom every day and spot out any sort of bullying that goes on and bring awareness to that in my classroom and just, like, talk about it. I actually go to the person that is considered the bully and ask them what's going on. Because it's coming from a deeper place. So I know that I can use my experience to help children, because that's where I know it all started. Yeah.
Well, Danielle, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. Yes. You are wonderful. You are very insightful. And hopefully there's something that we all took away, even if it's one thing that you're walking away with as far as information that, could maybe make a change, right? Whether if you're dealing with a bully, how can you feel better, right? Like, you choose how you feel and, not letting the bully get in your head, right? You can choose to not allow those feelings to take over your life. It's a choice. I'm not saying it's easy. That's for sure. But again, thank you so much. It's been wonderful chatting with you.
Yes.
And have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Thank you for joining Alyssa on the Dropping Bombs on Bullying podcast. If you liked it, subscribe. If you really liked it, give a 5-star review. Don't underestimate these small acts. It's your contribution to help create change and awareness.